So this Michigan geologist, Raleigh Wayne Castile, he's a father geologist, and they're wondering why would he go randomly shooting on the highway? And the explanation lie in capitalism, the excess um, resources that are devoted to education, mental illness, and just straight up being evil. Now, education, one of its roles would have been to let people know that they need to go and pick corn or pump gas or fisherman or something like that, pick up the garbage, something that doesn't call for a lot of intellectual activity. Because everything requires intellectual activity. Working in garbage truck, you have to think lest you fall off and die. Fishing, you have to be careful lest you drown out there. So, but that higher level of things. And so today, schools, universities have so much space that they need all the students, and still there might be excess space. I recall one high school failed a whole section of students because of some reason. And the college in the area said, come on, man, we need these students here. What's wrong with you? We accept them just like that, and we give them some remedial classes. Well, of course, I'm not sure. I can't remember why they failed all them. But we have a lot of resources, and so educational resources, and they need that money. Of course, it cuts out in economic growth and so on, GDP. But a lot of folks that many of them can't find jobs in the area, and they end up, sort of not paying its student loan, etc. Some of them go with promises, go and be an attorney, you make big bucks, and then discover that they're in such a thing. Because yes, they're big bucks, but for those who are enterprising and those who have initiative and other things like that, well, mental illness in that in Los Angeles, they discovered that the criminals that are mentally ill. This is why they commit crime. Or they might be not suffering from, say, like psychosis, neurosis, paranoia, schizophrenia, or any one of those, but they might be thinking faulty. Oh, I'm going to shoot at this place and I'm going to go home and everything will be good. Well, they kill people, and police can track you down. Sometimes might be shot in a shootout if you're shooting guns. Now, one person was wounded and almost limped into the hospital. Was able to give part of the license plate, the Michigan University sticker, a little description, because when you see the profile that they had developed, is just exactly the man. And then, of course, evil. He might start off with Halloween. His mom introduced him to Halloween. Oh, this is a good boy, Satan. He'll take care of him. Then he on his own now start getting into other things like magic and Ouija board and sort of astrology and all that evil Wicca and all that stuff is going into. What else you'd expect? Now, with all those problems he has, if the education system again was rigorous, you would have dropped out along the way, because if you have to memorize a whole this and that, and they give you tests almost every day, you have to study, you have to put in like 20 hours a week. Folks would quit. Folks would say, no, I know more. I can't handle this, and it's just not big corn. You don't have to have these Mexicans come up to take care of that. And so this guy here, I think, is basically, I see it catches up with him sometime. I see Marisa, um, the CEO there, introduce her child to Halloween. And you like to wish people well and everything like that, but that little action there, that gesture, could down the road create some problems. Because when this guy parents took him to Halloween, and I could confidently say they took him to Halloween, they never knew that he'd be a terrorist. But I mean, he was nice. He was going to school, doing his homework. But the devil has different roles for different people, and some will be terrorists. Some will be able to use the scientific skills to make various hallucinating and be addictive drugs. Some going to be doing fraud. Some will be robbing the bank. Some going to become evil politicians. That will write their roles. Some will be one who will recruit people to evil. Some will be doing macabre things, killing people, committing suicide, you know, all kinds of stuff they're doing. And so his role was basically at 40 or whatever to go shooting on the highway. I mean, what can cause that? I mean, you just kill people and just harm people, even if the job is threatened or whatever. I mean, they're trying to find the motive, but they may not be any motive except that he's evil and he developed faulty thoughts or his mental demons caught with him. It was so easy for him to become a geologist. Man, just show up, your wife, it's done. Graduation, no problem. You don't have to know this stuff, just know where to find it. But if they follow the educational strategy the way it ought to be, it can be so rigorous. No open book tests. You got to memorize this whole stuff. You got to go home, spend 20 hours a week. Sometimes spend 30 hours a week studying. Sunday morning, early you get up and you ask your friends, hey man, what do you think about that idea, bro? I recall when I was in college in Jacksonville, Florida, we had a project. And I called this person Sunday morning at 9. Person said, oh man, I didn't get it yet. Oh no, call me back tomorrow, Monday. Christmas Day, I'm studying stuff. Holiday, every day, all through the night. I mean, they didn't envy me getting first class honors, but I mean, I really worked hard. And, if you have mental problems, you can't do that. You can't fake that now, right? And with all the problems I've had, I'm still able to think rational and see the consequences and see where things could go and avoid it. Up to the other day, this guy's telling me, say, man, and he's using me as the illustration. Say, man, if he was working for me and I don't pay him at the end of the period, he's going to take his knife and cut me or whatever. Well, I ain't arguing them because I don't like people using me as illustrations and stupid stuff like that. Number one, I won't hire him. And number two, if I'm hiring anybody, I'll make sure I have the money to pay that. I told him, but in Tennessee, you work in Tennessee, I went finished work, the fella said, oh man, I forget my checkbook. Oh man, tomorrow, wait right here. I'll pass by and get you your check. And he just passing somewhere else and gone. And you realize that fellas know where the house is, that they worked on and want to wait for him and beat them up, people do some stuff. And it's faulty thinking. They only think of violence. I mean, the other ways, I tell this guy, I say, bro, look, man, if I work for somebody and they don't pay me, that's not a crime generally, except the state calls it a crime. It's a civil matter. I need to take him to the small claims court and get my money. Now, if I do anything, that'll be a different case. That'll be a criminal case. The state going to prosecute that. See? And if you hurt the man seriously, you get some serious time. If he's dead, you don't get executed. Depends on where you're at. And nothing happens. In fact, when you get put away like that, even if somebody were to sue him for that $50 you made that day, it's not worth it. I showed the man, I said, look, bro, an attorney wants, like $3,000. And you need it up front. Fella just owe me $50. I mean, am I going to, go and have to spend $3,000, go to jail for a long time, go to, all this trials and tribulations just for $50? I mean, it's like, keep the $50, man. Okay? So, be careful with your kids now, you're introducing them to evil. And if you know they don't have the ability, don't push them because they get this guy going to lose his career now. They're going to put him in jail or some mental institution for life. So, it's a waste of time in being a geologist.